Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melina Landrio and I want to thank you all for sharing space with me today. Today is August 31st, 2025, and it's been a little while since I've been here, so thank you for sharing space with me, thank you for returning, and thank you for sticking around waiting for me to come back. It's been a little while. When I'm not here, for those of you who don't know me, I have 4 children. I'm busy with them. It's been summer, so I haven't been on as much as I would like to, but I do hope to come on more so in the future. But again, this isn't my main gig, so I come on when I'm able to. I relay the messages that God wants me to relay, the dreams that I receive and such. And I'm being guided to go about this a little bit differently today because there is a message that's been on the back burner for me for a few weeks now. And I keep seeing it in my head, so I know God wants me to speak about this. So I'm going to speak about this today. I also woke up from a dream that I feel is very relevant in regards to this circumstance I'm about to share with you. So I'm just going to put that out there. Now, also, when I share my dreams or my messages or the visions and the sequences that I receive, I'm doing so because Spirit's showing me these things. For example, like if I'm speaking about an ex-boyfriend, or a dynamic with an ex or a neighbor or something, I'm not necessarily talking about my ex-boyfriend or my neighbor per se. I'm being showed these scenarios for me to be able to relay the message for you guys to understand. So it's relevant for you guys in regards to what I'm saying. It may not be very relevant for me. And I feel the need to say that for whatever reasons. Maybe there's somebody watching me who thinks I'm speaking about them when I'm not, but anywho, whatever. We'll just keep moving on with the messages, and I just hope that makes sense for those of you who are watching. I don't know if I introduced myself. There's a very spaciness to the energy all of a sudden. I also got interrupted like 3 separate times trying to record this, and then I just tripped up over my words the 4th time. So this is the 5th time now I'm coming in. The number 6 also became very apparent in my last reading for whatever reasons. I'm not sure what that is about. It could be about 6 people. Maybe the house number unit is a number 6. Maybe there's 6 people that live somewhere. Maybe there's 6 people involved in something. I'm not sure where this message is going to go, but I do know it's going somewhere. Now, I'm going to start with the dream that I had that I haven't shared yet, that I've been meaning to share with you guys. So it had a neighbor. It showcased like a neighbor, because the environment was like it was like the type of homes that all the homes would look the same in the neighborhood, like a townhome, for instance. All townhomes usually are in the row are usually the same layout or floor plan. So it's like a home that has the same layout or floor plan as the homes in the neighborhood. So that could be relevant, whether it's an attached home, definitely, to somebody else's home. But as regards to if it's a semi-detached or if it's a townhome, I don't know, but that's just relevant. I get the sense it might be a town, but it's just relevant, being attached to something. Or maybe being attached to something is what that means in the dream, the way I saw it. Anyways, I was in the dream, but I wasn't in the dream. It was like a ghost of me was watching the dream and being permitted to follow. It was like God was giving me this observational point in the spirit to see something. And it was like this black truck came and dropped off this child. Now this could be like a teenager, a young teenager maybe. And I feel like it's a boy, but I'm also being showed that their gender is irrelevant. So this could be somebody who maybe is uncomfortable with the title of a boy or a girl, and just rather be neutral in regards to that. Or maybe doesn't necessarily connect with either. I don't know. Something about that is significant. But when I look at this person, this teenager, they strike me as a boy. But again, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. I'm being told it's irrelevant. Now, I don't know why that's very significant. I might sneeze. Guys, I have sometimes scary sneezes, so if I do sneeze. And I think I did this in my last video too. If I do sneeze, my apologies if I scare the crap out of you, because it can be scary. Maybe that's irrelevant. Relevant. Why am I saying irrelevant? I'm tripping over my words a lot trying to record these. Maybe this information is making someone trip over their words, or trip over their existence or their understanding of something. Maybe somebody is getting tripped up over something that's being said. Maybe something I'm saying. That could also be relevant. Not irrelevant, but relevant. Now, in this dream, it's like this child, this teenager is like, I'm going with them into their house. It's almost like I'm following them, but I'm not really with them. They don't necessarily see me, but maybe they know I'm there, but I'm not relevant to them. It's like a ghost. It's like I'm a ghost. It almost feels like I'm a ghost. Like the way that I'm being perceived. It's like I'm not even there. I'm non-existent, but I'm there. So this could be like the ghost of something is shadowing over somebody, maybe. Maybe I'm speaking the shadows of somebody's existence. Maybe somebody is tripping over the things that I'm saying because they can't believe I know something. Maybe that's relevant. That's quite, I imagine, a frequent occurrence in these types of readings when people are connecting or tapping into source energy and gaining information or insights the way I do. I know that I know how I gain my insights and my information, and I think people find it bizarre how I know some things that I know. Like, how do you know this? Well, God told me. Well, there's so many questions come from that, right? I got a dream. I prayed. I understood something. However, it is relevant for you guys, you know. And for those who do this, they understand however they get their information. But I know, like, often I say things throughout my life that kind of leaves people gobsmacked or their jaws dropped, but they don't want to admit it often, too. Like, I don't know, there's something with that, too. Not admitting that somebody knows something, but they know that they know something. Egoic nature, perhaps. Don't want to admit it because that would make them, in their mind, maybe something more than what they believe that they are, or something stupid like that. Anywho, this kid is running into his house and I'm following them. So it's like this ghost of something is following them. The ghost of something past is following them. Or the ghost of something not relevant to them is following them, because I'm not really relevant to these people in the story. I have nothing to do with these people in the story, so I really don't know why I had this dream, but I did. So I'm being showed this story. And this woman came to the door, who I'm going to assume is their mom. And she had this energy about her that was kind of conflicting to me. It was almost like maybe she's anxious. Maybe she struggles with social anxiety or something, because it's like she's coming out, she's like gasping about this kid maybe being late, or like what's going on, or something's just not going the way that she had hoped. And there's this energy where she's like not cool with something. Excuse me, something going on. There's a lot of lethargic energy in here. Like something's been put to sleep. Like somebody's trying to put something to sleep. Somebody doesn't want something to come out. Something's been dead and buried. It's the ghost of something from the past. It's been dead and buried. But something relevant, where spirit doesn't want this buried. Spirit wants this spoken about. And I'm getting a message. Spirit wants me to speak about something, and I'm going to speak about something, and I might piss somebody off. That's irrelevant to me, because I don't work for you. I think that's what maybe some people don't quite understand. like people think they could behave badly, they could do bad things to people, and they can lie about the things that they do, and they could get people even to go along with their lies, and they think that this will always be like swept under the rug and never seen again. It's irrelevant. Relationships change all the time. Things get put out in the open all the time. Anyways, so she's kind of like acting strange at the doorway. And anyways, we end up going into this home. Now, walking into this home, there's the door, and you walk in, and along the doorway there's this wall, but it's not straight. It's curved almost. Pardon me. And on the right of the door, like as you walk in, it's like there's this square, maybe rectangular shaped room where there's couches along the wall, like black couches in particular is what I'm seeing. Like maybe a love seat and a 3-seat, or maybe it's 2 love seats. Regardless, there's at least seats for 5 people, or maybe 4 to 5 people, maybe a few more, in this corner of this room along this wall at the door. And then the wall that they're facing has pictures on it. It might have a doorway. I'm not 100% certain of that. But if there is a doorway, it's not a typical doorway. It's not like you would think it would be a bathroom, because when you walk into a home like this size, there would normally be a bathroom when you walk into the home, but there's there's nothing like that. It's just a wall. And this door, maybe if it works, leads somewhere, or it's just fictitious. Now, as you follow the wall, there's an entranceway at the back of the room, which is like an open doorway with light, which I assume is a kitchen, which would make sense to me. But I didn't get back there. I wasn't guided to go there. I was guided to follow the wall though. And at the end of the wall, right before that doorway, there was this secret opening in the wall. So it was like the wall kind of curved out, and then there was an opening here that you could slide through and get behind the wall. And what was behind the wall was this like very skinny hallway into this squared room where there was a door on the right away, and then a door on the left a little further up. This area was darkened. There was no lights on in the hallway, nothing. It was dark. But there was a room illuminating this whole space, and it was at the back. And I don't know if this room had a door because it was open and there was a light, but it appeared to be a bathroom. But the bathroom, like with a huge square tub in it, and the tub was like, I don't know if you could see this color very well, but it was like a purpley color, like a lilac color. So the tub was square and it was lilac color, and there was light, really bright light, like bright enough light in this room. And there was a child in there, and like this kid brought me in here, like, and I'm looking, I don't know if this kid became this child, because all of a sudden I just see this child, but that kid I no longer see that brought me into this house. But this child looks like it could be I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Maybe that's why gender is irrelevant. Maybe I don't know, because there's something really fishy about this dream. Like, this part of the dream is really messed up, guys. If you can't handle, there could be I might just put a trigger warning here at this point of the message, because there's this kid here. They look like my youngest son's age, like 4 or 5 years old. And they have that bowl cut, like, you know, the Beatles cut, the bowl cut. And it's like they have like little blonde, like sandy, like my colored hair. Like they have this like dark blonde hair with like some blondie colored highlights through it. But it's like the long bangs. It's like they're covering their face. It's like this kid is there. I think they're like in a towel or something. I didn't really see their body. I just saw their head, and I could just tell it was a little kid like my kid's age. And they're right next to this bathtub. And in the bathtub, I feel like, I can't see that there's water, but I feel like they're pouring a bath for this kid. And I feel like there's a woman with dark hair, or like a brunette woman here with like bangs and like maybe layers, but all like brown hair, fuzzy curly hair, like wavier curly hair like mine, fuzzy curly. And they're giving this kid a bath. And I'm seeing somebody I know, and I'm not gonna say this person's name or what, but I'm gonna describe a little bit what this person looks like, because this is relevant for this person that I'm seeing in my dream, and this isn't the same person, but they're very fair, like even like more pale than me, and I'm pretty fair, and they have like a lot of like little freckles on their face, and I feel like they have also brown eyes, but like that orange pigmented brown eye. Oh, like an amber brown kind of colored eye. And they have darker hair, darker brown hair. And but this woman that I'm seeing that's giving the bath, like the kids outside the bathtub standing, and they're like in the bathtub. It looks like, or I think they're in the bathtub, but I can't be 100% certain there. All I know is that they don't look like they're related. I don't think this is that kid's mom. I don't know who this kid is. Is this kid the teenager that came in with me? I don't know. But there's something really weird, warped about the energy of what I was shown. It didn't match. Like, this kid shouldn't have been there. This area is really inappropriate. Whatever this is, there's a doorway to the left of the bathroom that was shut, but the energy coming from that doorway was really dark and disturbing. The energy of this whole space is dark and disturbing, creepy. Like, there's something wrong going on here, but that doorway, there's something even fucking more disturbing behind that. Maybe stuff's happening there to children. Could be relevant. That's a message I've been sitting on for a few weeks now. And the reason why I didn't come out and just do that message alone was because I felt like there was more to it. And I wanted to be 100% certain that God wanted me to speak of this. And they kept reminding me, my angel, everybody kept reminding me, like this bathtub kept sticking out to my head, or this dynamic. So this is relevant to today's message. Now, my dream that I had last night is also relevant. Also, God, if there's anything that I've missed in regards to that message, please bring it to my awareness so I can shed light onto it, because I feel like there might be something that I'm missing. Okay, now moving on to today's dream. And also, I don't know, I didn't look this up, but I feel like this is relevant. So I had a dream of my past, like a couple of people that, like, you know, when you meet people, like you take a course and there's some people in the course and you remember them because you had a course with them, but like you'll never see them again. Like they're kind of irrelevant to your life. It's like I was brought into my past with some people from my past that are definitely not relevant to my life. They will never be relevant to my life again. In any way, shape, or form, because of the ties in which we met, where we met. But the name Linda is significant, but Linda with a Y. And also the name Chris is significant. And for whatever reason, the military is significant, or maybe as the Air Force maybe is relevant. Like there's pilots. Like I'm just seeing like Air Force. Is it? I don't know what Air Force One. I just heard Air Force One. Could be relevant. My throat is getting really dry now as I'm speaking. Like I'm getting a tickle in my throat. Could be relevant. Lots of the word relevant. Military, airplanes, pilots, significant. And now a betta fish is significant. I had a dream there was a betta fish in it. In particular, the color of the betta fish is red, black, white, and gray. This is very significant. I get the sense, like, if I think about what a beta means, well, I asked a bit about what a beta means, but I don't really have the full memory of what was said to me, but it's something like the start of something, like a program that's beginning to surface to become something, or like the beginning of some sort of programming or something. is significant, or like, where's that card that I saw earlier? I lost it. Anywho, a beta fish. So yeah, somebody's computer space, or a computer, a monitor, maybe their chair, their desk, the room that they use their computer or office has those 4 colors in it. That's very relevant, regardless of whether it's the monitor, the computer, or just the way the place is decorated. I get the sense there's some sort of like, I think it's like the computer. It could be the monitor as well, like matching, or like just the theme. I don't know. Place it where it fits. But yeah, something to do with something that's been seeded, like it's been started. There's the beginning of something that's been created, and it's about to manifest, or someone's about to place it out there. There's something about that that's relevant. Now, I'm just going to jump into the message. Yeah, because I'm kind of finding like I'm getting lethargic while I'm doing it. So it's kind of draining my energy a little bit, this message. So maybe an energy vampire could be significant. Or just something is taking so long for something to get through that the energy is becoming very lethargic. Or maybe there's like a weight on like again, the 6, like a weight on the 6 people to get going with the energy. I don't know. There's something about moving slow as molasses, maybe. I don't know. God, what is going on with this energy? Angels, spirit guides, ancestors. What is going on with this message? Please let me know clear, precise, accurate information of what I need to share with my collective. And I feel like I'm going to be introducing myself again for the 3rd time. It's almost like my memory has been like wiped. Like, I know my name, but did I say my name to you once or twice already? I feel like I did. But it's funny because it's like somebody could be like doing shut up spells or something, some sort of magic to try to deter you from remembering what you're doing, deter you from gaining access to energy even. Like maybe you're finding yourself like at a slower pace. You can't move through things as easily or readily as you could. Maybe monarch programming is significant as well. I'm seeing that as well. Like I saw monarch butterfly. Mind control. Like maybe that's relevant in regards to the beginning part of this message with the dream, my first dream that I've been meaning to talk about. I feel like that could be relevant. Maybe there's some sort of like underground, like, I mean, maybe someone's nabbing on kids or something, some sort of underground, and like creating discord with their mental stability and understanding who they are, or trying to like hide them, like the ghost of them, like maybe that like teenager that I saw that looks like a boy but doesn't want to refer to that. You know, you just think that maybe they're having some, you know, discord in their identity at this time. And I mean, that happens with kids, right? But maybe that's it. Maybe somebody has, maybe that kid is not their kid, and maybe that kid is been programmed to believe that it's their kid, and maybe they've been gone for a very long time. Maybe that's what we're talking about today. And this could be someone's neighbor. This could be someone's neighbor. Something up with someone's neighbor. Could be attached to your house. Could be attached to somebody's house. this really weird, shifty energy. And like, the energy too has this like bully kind of essence to it. Like, I say something too much, I'm gonna get beat. Or some, like something. Maybe you're onto somebody. Maybe you've thought what I'm saying about somebody in your neighborhood, and maybe they have come to understand that you are somebody that's tapped in. And maybe they're really concerned that you're going to say something too much. I mean, I get this information, but that doesn't mean I know who I'm talking about. Maybe I do, but maybe I don't. Like, I don't always get that privy, but I just get told there's this message, this is the dream, relay it like this is how I do it. And I'm obedient to God. I wholeheartedly know there's a God, and I believe in what God tells me and shares with me, and I have all faith that I'm getting these messages accurate. But I am by no means God, or can fathom what God is trying to express through me, or through the people, the vessels that walk around us, through all of us, right? I think a lot of people don't understand how God actually works through us daily. Like, anyways, there's something about that. Like, something about you knowing information that somebody wants to keep buried. Like a ghost. Anywho, I just saw the devil card in here. Let's just see what's popping out here. What is going on with this energy, please? Thank you. Okay, so we have a reversed Hierophant. So maybe somebody thinks what you're saying is not connected. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. Especially if you don't believe in God and you don't have any type of communication with God, or have had any type of tapped in information or understandings. Yeah, it can sound crazy. I get that. But somebody's kind of like really not liking what you're saying, that they're going around stating that you're crazy. What you're saying is unorthodox. It's not proper. They're trying to bind you with their words and their belief system because they can't think outside of the box, or it's like they've never had this understanding of intuition, or have had a dream come true, or have said something, you know, it's like, you know, you predict something, you say something, and then it happens. Like, my daughter was talking about something yesterday, and then all of a sudden the exact thing she was talking about drove by for all of us to see. And it's like, like, we do this on a daily basis, and people just pass it off like it's nothing. Sometimes it's pretty crazy that we could have that happen, you know? So somebody doesn't like the things that you stand for, the way that you express yourself, the way you hold space in your life. It's like they, for whatever reason, and I don't think this person's even relevant to you, whoever this is. Like, what I'm being seen, it's nobody relevant to you. It's just somebody that you happen to have to cross paths with. Could be somebody that you like drive by or walk by the parking lot at work. It could be on your way through the grocery store. It could be a neighbor. It could be anything. It's just somebody who's really irrelevant to you, and they seem to have a lot to say about you. They don't know you at all. And then we have a Queen of Cups. So like, maybe you're somebody who's very compassionate. Maybe you have, you know, maybe you offer a lot of comfort or solace for people. Maybe the space that you hold offers a lot of calm, or has offered a lot of calm. You're a very nurturing and caring individual, and you're likely very intuitive as well. And somebody doesn't like that about you. Maybe they're trying to say that your motives aren't that, or that you have some sort of, maybe you utilize this exterior. Maybe they're trying to paint your actual persona as an exterior, like a mask. Maybe they're trying to say that you're masking, but that's not really who you are. You know, everybody can be all sorts of things. You're not always just one thing, right? We have the Justice card. So whatever this person is saying, this is leading to, like they feel like maybe you've done something unjust to them, and maybe they feel like this is a form of justice, but the reality is what they're doing to you is going to be a form of justice towards you. I feel in the long run, I feel like this is maybe their goal was for them to like look at you and like be treated like shit by whoever they're talking about you. But the reality is they're just talking about themselves, and people are starting to see the truth of the reality of what is. It's like I don't, if someone's going to tell me about somebody, first off, I'm going to say you're talking shit about somebody who's not present. I'm going to acknowledge that. That's strike one. And strike two is, I know that you're going to go around saying stuff about me too, because I'm seeing you say stuff about other people. So this person is likely talking about every single person that they meet like this, because they likely have nothing better to do in their life than to shit talk people, because their life is perhaps boring or mundane. Anyways, there's something to do with trying to distort the way that you appear. You've really struck a chord with this person that struck them the wrong way, and they are really wanting to make sure that they seek justice for you, their perception of you, however that was. Place that how that fits. So you might have, just being yourself, you may have bothered somebody with that. Or maybe you've touched on something. Maybe you've touched on something in the past, and that triggered them, and that's why they're trying to paint this. It's like when you see somebody who's like a narcissist. I mean, I know how everybody loves that word these days, but like somebody who has those types of traits, right? Where they do people a lot of wrong, and then they go about acting like they did nothing wrong. So this could be relevant. Maybe somebody has like expressed something negatively about you, but really they're expressing who they are. Because often somebody who has those types of qualities will blatantly tell you what they've done to somebody by telling you that this person did this to them. That's like, in my experience, the telltale sign of somebody who's toxic in that way. It's like they don't want to take any ownership for it, but they definitely want to continue to like rub salt in the wound because it gives them pleasure, some sick pleasure. That's kind of what I'm getting from this experience with the Justice card. It's like this person thinks, like they think that they're going to be making you look like what you've done is unfair, or like that you're dishonest, or they're trying to punish you or create some sort of like irrelevant understanding of who you are. But the fact of the matter is what they're saying is becoming your justice, because people have actually, they know not to just take, like I would never just listen to somebody to tell me about who somebody is. I mean, I'm going to believe them, but I also am going to understand that that's their story of them and that's their projection, and I don't know that person at all. So why would I judge them in that way? I would want to meet them myself to judge somebody, and I wouldn't even judge them, but like make a clear depiction of who I think they are. And sometimes people's vibes just really shoot off of them and you can't hide, right? I don't know. But whatever it is, whatever you've done in the past in regards to just being compassionate and trying to be stable in who you are as a human being, right? Like you're very compassionate. This person's really trying to distort your compassion. They're trying to make you look like you're unstable, like that you're like maybe a demon worshiper or something. I don't know. whatever they're saying about you isn't fitting, and it's like they were trying to like dirty up the magic of who you are, because we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, and it's like you're a very unusual character. You're not somebody that's like typical that you would meet. And like if this is resonating with you, like when you meet people, like they probably get really standoffish, or they don't know how to take you because they've never met somebody like you. Like you probably have really big energy, and you probably don't look like you should have that type of energy. Something like that, because it's like they're trying to like dim your light with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. In the past, this is something that has occurred, where they're trying to make you look like what you're saying is wrong. They're trying to shut off your light so people see the darkness of you. Like you're not who you say you are. And I don't even think you're saying anything about who you are. I think you're just trying to be yourself, but somebody is projecting this about you. And it could very well be the beginning dreams that I had. These experiences, like what I saw in my dreams, these are the people that could be talking about you, trying to deflect the light from seeing them, making you look like way like a bigger problem than what's actually going on in the environment. It's like you could have somebody who's harboring like some underground like child abducting business, but they're trying to make you look like you're the problem, when the reality is they're the fucking big problem. So, and you're a threat. So they feel like they need to take you down. Maybe that's what's coming up. Maybe that's what these are about. It's like sloth-like energy. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. It's like you're a blessing in disguise. People don't see the true beauty of who you are. They feel threatened by you instantaneously because of the light you carry. That's the truth. That's landing under justice. And the truth is going to be revealed. The truth is coming out. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. This is normally about a foundation, but this is somebody trying to they're trying to dismantle the foundation that you're trying to build. Whatever you're speaking, whatever you're connecting to, whatever your intuition is telling you is likely extremely accurate. And whomever is conflicted with this dynamic is conflicted because you're turning their foundation upside down. And so the plan is to tarnish yours, dirty up what you look like, create some sort of distortion, and compromise the value of what you're trying to lay down there for yourself. That's the current energy. That's the whole, like, the plan. It's like you come across as somebody who has been through a lot. You have a lot to be thankful for, and you're very grateful, and you showcase this. And you've probably come through a lot of conflict with others. You've probably had a lot of conflict and lack of support in your life. And it's like this, wherever you are at in your life, where you're trying to just be, is like a personal celebration for you, because it's somewhere that you've never really been able to be because of the dynamics of your surroundings. And you have people hell-bent to tarnish that for you, because you're just trying to find peace in your life. You're trying to find some sort of balance or homeostasis that it sounds like was never really offered. You've had to build and cultivate it, and maybe people can't see past that with you. Maybe whoever you're dealing with, these people, could be 6 people, because the number 6 was very relevant. Maybe they just don't know how you've done it. And again, like, I need to reiterate this. It's like, these are people who don't know you. People who don't know you from Adam. They've never really met you. They've never been acquainted with you. They really don't know you. They're prejudging you. They're assuming. They're making up stories because they don't want to be seen. Because your presence is creating this rift where they're going to be seen. Like, you're pulling up all the dirt from all the graves of all the things that have been buried that they don't want to be seen, just by being you. Just by being you. And so they try to slow you down. They try to destroy your energy. They throw all sorts of stuff at you. So they could hide. People are weird. We got a Knight of Wands here. So there's fast-moving energy coming in towards this tarnishing foundation. Tarnishing of your foundation. It's a very impulsive energy too, the Knight of Wands. Because what you're saying is causing them to feel a certain way. Or what you've got, what you have come through, I think is making them feel a certain way. You have people around you that haven't been through half of what you've been through, and they can't fathom the way that you are, or their perception of you. They can't fathom that you've done that you've been through that, because they can't do that. And we have the reversed 5 of Swords. So they're honing resentment. They're honing in on this past resentment, maybe. Give me one more on this. 5 of Swords reversed. Yeah, you're like, it's like they're doing all these things to mess you up, but you're not reacting in the way that they expect you to react. I think is what this is implying. We got the Lovers card as well. So balance, home, harmony, responsibility. Maybe people are starting to see what was said about you, what somebody said about you. Maybe people are seeing what somebody said about you. Maybe they're starting to see what's been done. The reverse 10 of Pentacles is quite a bit done. Like, that's 10 of Pentacles. That's damage. That's damage has been done. On what was rightfully yours. Like, this is like your destined pathway to have peace, have solitude, just to be in the homeostasis that you're in. And somebody went out of their way to disrupt that because you're speaking volumes and they feel a certain way about it. 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I want to go further on this here. I'm just trying to see which cards I want to use. I'll use these. They feel similar. The 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. All these people coming up against somebody that just dropped out. Dropping like flies. They're dropping like flies. They're like, and the 5 of Cups fell out as well as the 10 of Wands. They're dropping like flies. These 3 cards just felt like just dropped out of my deck. So 3 people maybe could be relevant here. Something that they did that was sneaky and deceptive. I don't know. You're illuminating the world here. Tell me about what's being revealed here. Tell me further what's being revealed here. You're the High Priestess. You're tapped in. This is on the Hierophant, reverse Hierophant. So it's definitely to do with the messages that you've been receiving, which you've been expressing. So you could be somebody like me who does readings, or you just have, you're gifted with the gift of sight, the gift of the clairs, and you're able to maneuver your surroundings with that. And someone's trying to say that maybe you're not connected to who you say you're connected to, like they know. Oh my gosh, so funny. I never have enjoyed the debates about religion. I don't try to know more or less than anybody else. I don't even try to compare myself to what somebody else knows. I don't really care what your belief is. I just know what's true to me because of my own personal experience. Any relationship that I have with God is because I have built that relationship with God. And I know God the way I know God, and I don't need to explain it to anybody else. And nor do I wish anybody to explain that to me. I do enjoy conversations about it that are open and understanding that everybody has a different life here, right? We don't all have the same things that we're here to learn. We're not all the same people. As much as a lot of people like to point out that everybody has the ability to have the same gifts, that's not true. We are born for purpose here. Some of us, we all have different purposes, and all in relation to whatever we've lived in our past lives and whatever we're here to transpire from those experiences that helped us evolve our soul, right? We're here to evolve our soul. This is the 3D plane. This is where we cultivate from the heavy energies, the emotional energies, the experiences of physicality that we have. This is beauty, like crying, pure emotion, frustration. All these things that we have, they're pure beauty for our soul because it helps evolve us in understanding. And it's only in those types of reflections that we could say that we could seek truly who we understand who God is. So who am I to say that I understand your experiences and that I know the same God as you? I don't know your experiences. I don't pretend that I do, but I'm always open to meet people and hear their experiences. I love hearing life experiences of people's stories when they're true and authentically being themselves. I cannot stand when people can't tap into that and they have to be this phony facade of what they believe they are to be, and they're just really truly lost, the way I look at it. And I just find there's so many people who will come up and they'll be like, let's talk about the Bible. Well, I don't really do that. I have a Bible. I can read the Bible. I have never read the Bible fully. I've recently just bought my first Bible. The Bible that I was given is a French Bible. I can read some French, but not fluently. Speaking French, you know what I mean? Like, it's like my experience of God is from my own personal experiences through like almost dying multiple times in my life, or having like extreme events happen, or experiences that I chose to do because I was suffering and I found God through my suffering, through my pain, and asking and talking and praying and just devoting my understanding that there's somebody bigger than me here and I'm here for a reason. I don't know why I'm telling you all that, but maybe that's relevant here. Tell me more. Also, like, I'm a mom of 4, and I can often lose my SHIT by raising my voice because my kids aren't listening for the 100th time of me repeating myself. That's not uncommon in families to have a parent, like, after 100 times of repeating themselves, have to raise their voice or lose their temper. It doesn't mean they're a bad parent or they're not in alignment with being peaceful or harmonized. It just means that they're a human being and they're having experiences where they're trying to implement teachings and understandings for their children, and sometimes it's hard to do that. I don't know. You gotta kind of take your days like a grain of salt. You never know what you're gonna get. You have little humans. They all have their own little minds. As much as you want to guide and direct them, they're not always going to, you know, some kids are very quiet, some kids are very loud. Sometimes you have a mix of them all. It's nothing that reflects you. They kind of come in with this personality. It's funny when I have people that are like, they seem to think that you should be able to control. Sure. Anywho, we have 5 of Wands here. We have, again, the 10 of Swords just behind it. So someone was creating a lot of illusionary stories. Or maybe they were being told illusionary stories about you and they believed that they were the high priestess. But they were believing illusions. And they were fighting forces unknown in these illusions about you. That could be it as well. They could have felt a certain way about who you were and felt very threatened by you. Again, Queen of Cups, just got alerted to the Queen of Cups. What else? And Judgment on the back. And Illumination, the Sun. So Queen of Cups, and then I had the Judgment and the Sun come out hand in hand here in my deck. So someone's in judgment for the Ten of Swords they caused. The Judgment card literally landed out again. This is Justice. This is landing on the Justice. And it landed like on its side like this on the table. Like held up. So the Judgment is relevant. Let me look at the Judgment card in this stack here. Since it keeps popping out. So it stands for essentially dynamic new beginnings, the beginnings when it's in the upright. But in the reverse, it stands for harsh judgment, unjust verdicts, often given to oneself. So there's like, because it landed on its side, there's like two spectrums going on here. On one side, somebody is having dynamic new beginnings, and on the other side, someone's being judged harshly for their actions and their what they've expelled into the world. Excuse me. Ten of Pentacles, upright. So one person tarnished somebody with the Ten of Pentacles. In the reverse, trying to say that you lacked stability, that you lacked resources, that you were somebody that was not of value, that there's no way you could achieve something. But on the other spectrum of it, this is who you actually are. You are going to be gaining the Ten of Pentacles. And somebody is going to be losing the Ten of Pentacles. So there's that. A few dynamics of storylines I could see coming out here. So place it how it's fitting for you. We have a Nine of Swords on the behavior of what was done. So they all came up against you. They did a lot to you to try to gain access in removing you, expelling you. The Nine of Swords in this particular deck is, it can mean death. So they maybe brought a lot of death to you, a lot of failure, a lot of loss, a lot of blocks where you feel like you couldn't really pick yourself back up. But the funny thing is I don't think they knew who they were dealing with, because you're not somebody who just gets knocked down. You always get back up, no matter what. And I think this kind of was maybe unexpected from those who tried to come up against you. Maybe they just didn't think that that would be your recourse. I think they felt like you would be in disillusion and desperation and that you would just give up. but you did not. Because you're tapped in. You actually get connections probably much like I do. You have your God, you have your team, your spirit team, your guides, your angels, your ancestors. You don't walk this life alone. And we have a 9 of Wands here. And this is showing that you're in charge, that you have strength. You gain strength through all of this difficulty and this discord. This is like you moving through like at a constant pace, and people coming up and testing your strength and agility, and like being surprised that you can continue moving forward. And this was on top of your, this is what they've done. Like, this is the types of things that they did to you, trying to pull you down, pull you back. It's like this giant with all of these people coming at them, like in both scenarios. Look at the pick cards. All the little people and the big giants here fighting against a construct, against something. I don't know. You see something, you've said something, you've done something that's caused some sort of shakeup, and you had that many people perturbed about it. And you probably didn't even know that you've done this. It's like I could get a sense of where my messages are going, but I don't really know 100% how they're being perceived. I kind of do my message and then I move on. I don't really look back. Maybe you're much the same. You do your thing and then you don't really look back. You move forward. It's like, I don't really have any sense to look back unless I have to apologize for something or make some sort of amends for something. That's usually when you look back, right? It's remembering things that you should be repenting on, reflecting upon, right? There's definitely a sense that there is somebody, a group of people pertaining to a conscience that is not clear. And maybe you've illuminated that and that's made them uncomfortable. Because I think a lot of the time people can easily move forward in life even if they've done really shitty things because they pretend that it doesn't exist. I think we're walking around with a lot of people who are like this these days. Like, if I don't have it up in my forefront, I don't have to think about it or worry about it. No one will ever know. But I think in this case, in regards to the dreams and the channels and then all of this as well, it's like it's clear that there's something that you know that maybe you shouldn't know. There's no way that you would know this. There's no way I would know whatever this information is, but it's coming out. And I'm being obedient. I'm doing a read on it because I can do this. It's something like that. And maybe you have a hunch about somebody in your neighborhood or at your work environment or along your journey or travels that's sticking out to you like this, in this regard, in some way, shape, or form. And maybe this is a confirmation. We have a 3 of Swords. It did land in the reverse. However, these cards, the minor arcana don't really land in the reverse. But the 3 of Swords, this is on the Ace of Swords in the previous spread. And this is about removal, like removing the absence of you. This is causing some sort of despair. This is causing some sort of dispersion, like the disperse of energy, the disperse of information. It's like I see it like scattering across in multitude of directions because you're no longer there. It's like I sort of mayday, mayday. Like it's urgent that you're there, but you're not there. So now something has just crumbled to the ground or is out in sight for everybody to see because you're not there. And this is something to do with the truth on this, the Ace of Swords. And this is also something that's caused pain and despair for somebody, maybe you. And you left. And your lack of existence there. And it's interesting because the cards are coming out twice. We already had the Three of Swords come out in the emotions. Like they're in the emotions that you left. That you're not taking that pain and despair. Something about your energy being unique. We have the Star at the bottom of the deck. Something about the way that you move. Crown chakra attacks could be significant. Repetition of crown chakra attacks. Yeah, like as you're starting new, it's like this is kind of funny to me. I don't know, maybe this is you too. This is very familiar to me, this Fool journey here. It's like whenever things got tough or hard, or I found a block in my life where it just didn't seem I could move forward anymore, I could remain stuck in like, oh, like I could do that, or I could just suck it up and move forward onto something else. And you know, you go through your deciphering of what was, and then you find your way forward. It's like you're existing regardless. You need to hold your chin up and be who you are. And I mean, I know for myself, it was like constant battling of trying to struggle on being me, especially within my family unit. And like when I was a kid, trying to be myself was really hard because it wasn't accepted. So this is maybe also in relevancy in regards to the messages, because you know, like just pushing through and persevering, even though, you know, like the ghost, like just in the first message, the dream, the ghost of something past hovering. And again, I saw the monarch butterfly. So like, I just learned this term recently, and I feel like this may apply to me as a child, but like some sort of like mind control altering for kids in a way could be relevant, where like you don't really remember a lot of your past, like your childhood in particular. And I think whatever that is, it's by design. Maybe that's relevant here as well in regards to what I saw at the beginning. Like, it's like I always knew there was something else. I always knew there was something beyond or past, but I couldn't remember fully what it was. As I grew, I gained access to understanding and information. I gained access as I grew and I healed and I evolved. Maybe this is happening for somebody. Maybe somebody is like, maybe there's a teenager here who is understanding something in a dynamic that they couldn't understand before. And maybe they're like remembering the ghost of who they once were. Maybe things are kind of triggering them in a way, helping them to evolve out of something. I don't know if that's relevant, but I don't even know what I just freaking blurted out. But something like that about starting anew, like when you hit a plateau, when you hit something, it doesn't work. Like you work at a job you get fired from. Well, then you're not going to stop working. You're not going to stop moving towards your goal or gaining something. If you're needing work, you'll go get work, right? And that's kind of what this is saying. It's like just the moving forward, even through hardships and failures. Like you're still going to keep pushing through and persevering. And this is pissing people off. They want you to be sad and in the pain and grief and just like, I can't do it without you. Maybe they misread you. Maybe they thought you were like codependent or something. Maybe they didn't know the strength of who you actually were. They misread you. They assumed. They assumed in the illusions that were casted by the matrix of what you were. Two of Cups. That card didn't fly out, but the energy of it stopped me. I had to pull it. That's in the environment right now. This is giving love. This is giving unity. This is giving a special bond, a special relationship. This is landing on the Knight of Wands. You might have like an impulsive energy coming towards you with a lot of fiery passion. And maybe what they don't understand is that you already have this. Maybe. Let's see here. Yeah, love, passion, friendship, agreement. It's like this is a relationship. So maybe that is somebody coming towards you trying to mask as something else, but you're already pretty content moving forward from whatever that 5 of Wands or 4 of Wands. Was it the 5 of Wands? Oh, whatever the shaking of your foundation. Like you just didn't let that stop you. You continue to move forward because you have somebody in your team rooting for you. You're not by yourself. Definitely this energy is not by itself. I don't think anybody in this energy is by themselves, whether it is on the right side of right where you have like protection in the spirit, you have your ancestors rooting for you, you got spirit team and all that jazz, or you're on the wrong side of wrong where you have people haunting you trying to get whatever you've done or hidden in the past to come out. Judgment, again, landed on its side. It's about promises of change and growth for one spectrum of people who are on the right side of right, and then also the judgment of those who have tried to cause problems or have caused problems for those on the right side of right. We have an Empress in reverse. What is that in this deck? So this is somebody who can have domestic or financial issues and stagnation. I feel like this could be this is the emotions, right? This is the 3 of Swords. This could be the person that caused you some pain. So it could be a mother figure. Maybe they wanted financial issues for you. Maybe they wanted you to be stagnant. Maybe they painted the picture that your home life was not loving. Whatever it is, they went up against you and they're now under severe judgment for this. They're now in the 3 of Swords. They wanted heartbreak for you. They wanted you to suffer. They wanted you to have emotional pain. They wanted you and maybe your spouse, because the 2 of Cups is here in the environment. Maybe they wanted to protest your relationship and cause severe disgruntledness so that you would separate or divorce if you're married. I don't know. whatever it was, this person was very envious, and this person had a lot of ideas that they spewed about you, and they were trying to create some form of turmoil that would lead you to like resentment. They wanted to lead you into disagreements and competition with your love of self, but also with your love of your partner. But instead, you're somebody that desires to reconcile, even though you fight. Like, and that's like a normal relationship. Like, if you're in a good relationship, a healthy relationship, you might not see eye to eye, you might fight, you might bicker, you might have your way of doing things, but you'll always come back to a natural homeostasis of love and respect. Maybe there's something to do with the way that is evolving, I don't know, or is, of what they've done in the past or said about you in the past or recent past even, causing some sort of Three of Swords energy towards you. Because they want to hide their shit. It's like they probably, let's say they painted you to be a terrible person in a terrible relationship or a terrible whatever, but they're really that. It's like they've told people what they were as you. And the Hierophant in the reverse again. In the reverse, it's poor counsel. Maybe there's poor counsel, familial rejection, breakdown of traditions. Eight of Cups energy at the bottom of the deck. Eight of Cups is like there's evidence of this. Something like that's concrete with the Eight of Cups in this deck. It could also be like redemption, great joy, lasting love. Like, it could be all those things as well. But in this deck, and the reason why I'm saying I had to look there and say that as something sneaky and deceptive is, and I'm being showed my family situation where it's like the choices that you make for yourself when you go up against the grain that everybody else is doing and you choose the opposite, and then you get judged for that. And then because the media is spewing the propaganda to make you believe a certain dynamic, and it's bought hook, line, and sinker. And when you don't go with that hook, line, and sinker, you get this immediate reaction, usually in fear-based, as the transitory experience of why it's okay to have that reaction. And then when you call it and hit the nail on its head of what it actually is, it's not met with the same respect. But it's okay to be dished out in that way. I don't know if that makes sense. And then because of that, you're now on the outside looking in. And even though you've reached out to have conversations about the dynamic, it's still not met because you didn't go with the flow of what everybody else did. And so now, like with the Hierophant, this could be rejection, familial rejection, right? So now, like, these experiences of maybe you're not accepted now by this whole familial unit, so that must mean that you're a terrible person. Because that's where people would immediately go with the trajectory of what they believe, right? Oftentimes it's just this belief system that people have. It's like when you look at a child who says that they are estranged from their mom or estranged from their family. And then you wonder why, like you get questioned, like, well, why don't you talk to your mom? But it's like, are people questioning why the kid doesn't want to talk to their mom? Or why the kid doesn't want to talk to their dad? Like there's something that has occurred that made that child or that adult, now adult, not want to have that relationship. And it's something that has occurred that's none of your business. But when a dynamic happens that's public for the world to experience, and then it's projected as such, and then it flips, the propaganda flips, and the reality of what has occurred doesn't look right for those who judged and pointed the finger and said you should follow us. So then the easiest thing to do is attack that person's stability. That's what it looks like here. It's like trying to, like the high priestess, somebody who's tapped in, like somebody like me who has faith. I pray every day. I talk to God every day. I've done this since I was a kid. I just don't go around sharing that I do that. It's just not something that I publicize. I don't feel the need to have to publicize my relationship with God. I know my relationship with God is strong. I don't need someone to tell me that it isn't or is. And I don't need someone to tell me how to have a relationship with God either. I don't need to go to a church to have a church tell me how to talk to God. There are people in churches that do voodoo, that go around doing witchcraft on people. Like, no thank you. If you have gifts, you're tapped in, you get messages, you have a connection to source energy. Churches are trying to make it look like tarot cards are bad and yoga is bad and all these things are bad. And yes, maybe some things are bad, especially in the wrong hands. But like our ancestors have tapped in through cards, through divination since the beginning of time. Tapping in to connect with God. I speak with God through my cards all the time. I also ask permission from God to utilize these cards. I don't use these cards as my worshiping tool. I don't worship my cards. I worship God. There's a difference. And I think that a lot of things are being misconstrued by certain organizations that are supposed to be holding God in the upright, and they're really trying to take people away from the understanding of who God is. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, like you have people here who are causing a 10 of swords for somebody because they are tapped in. And they're being talked about like this. And then the disservicing things that have happened to them in their lifetime because they're probably the black sheep of the family, because they probably speak the truth. They don't want the truth to come out. But this person is speaking the truth here. This is what the high priestess is. This is somebody who doesn't need to speak. She knows. She sees. She's experienced. She gets it. The 10 of swords is what she's been through. She doesn't just get it, she's lived it. And she's being judged and ridiculed in this way because she loves herself. The lovers. Because you love yourself? Because you chose you? Because you wanted to rebuild and have a new way forward? Some direction wasn't working, so you flipped a switch and went the other way? Somebody's pissed off about this? I don't know. Weird energy here. I'm going to leave it there, though, guys, because this energy is kind of exhausting. It's annoying. It's sad to see the lengths that people would go just to try to pull someone down who's just trying to build themselves back up and by themselves on their own. And all these interfering energies don't have a damn clue what you've been through. But they still want to create that disservice for you. Also, I'm going to finish this energy off with also, throughout this whole reading, I started to get very lethargic and like short of breath. So somebody could actually be getting like what they've put out. Like they might be sick, maybe they're sick, maybe they have a shortness of breath, maybe they have pneumonia or some ailment that causes them to have a situation with the way they breathe. Maybe there's heart issues, the Three of Swords coming out a couple of times as well. Maybe heart palpitations or some sort of heart condition could be also relevant here to this energy. And I also, like chicken pox, what is it? Shingles could also be relevant as well. Like a rash and stemming from, and you know, all of these ailments, if you think about like illness and stuff in the body, they usually stem from oh, you want me to read that? Okay. There's usually some sort of metaphysical property into why you might be suffering with a situation. Let me just see, do I have that here? I'm being told to look up shingles because it's relevant. Is it in order? And I'm not a doctor or a medical professional, so if you need to see a doctor or a medical professional in any way, shape, or form, please do so. I am not that person. Okay, shingles. I found it. I'm just going to read a little bit of this. So for somebody who experiences shingles or chickenpox, is also relevant for shingles. Shingles is the next thing that you get if you've had chickenpox. So this could be the immune system, so something to do with someone's immune system. It could be nerve problems, it could be rashes, skin problems, and also a virus or spinal cord. So this is all relevant. This is somebody, like you could often, if you get these symptoms, you could often feel overburdened by life or carrying everyone's problems on your own, like on your back. So you might be somebody who feels this way. And especially the burdens of your mother or father. So this could be generational curses passed down the lineage that you could be burdened with. The bond between you and your parents may have been hostile and cold, so there may have been some sort of disruptions in your upbringing and where you didn't really feel the warmth and love. And also the parents may have also been physically present yet emotionally absent, so that could also be relevant. So you're somebody who has experienced seeing people there but not necessarily having the connection. You also may have felt like your efforts were never really good enough when trying to please your parents. And this pattern that your mother and father likely experienced from their own parents. This is generational curses. This is relevant. You may have felt ashamed for expressing your emotions. And so if you felt that way and you're an adult now, you would probably have heightened emotions when it comes to certain sensitivities. Like, hence why I said, if you've got children, like you might lose your SHIT sometimes because you're repeating yourself 100 times, or they're not getting it that you want, that you need the need for calm or quiet. Kids don't get that. You have to teach them. And if you're somebody who was never taught this type, you're learning it with your children. That's hard, right? I can relate. I had to learn emotional regulation as I got older. I can relate. You also may have felt from an early age that what you had to say was not as important to be acknowledged. So you also might not express things as much to people because you don't feel like people acknowledge it. I know for myself, I never really talked about my experiences with God because I think I may have talked about it when I was young and then I was just dismissed from it. People don't understand the things that you understand. Not all people understand that. Anyways, this is relevant. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but the metaphysical anatomy of an illness might be of interest for anybody who might be experiencing some of the illnesses that I just mentioned. You might want to look that up to see how you can deal with these things through reflection. You know, I know it was helpful to me to look through some things and try to understand things from a different perspective, or one that I couldn't necessarily grasp in the understanding of why I was receiving these experiences. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm going to leave this message here. It's become a pretty long message. I hope that it resonated. I hope it was helpful. I feel like it was a whole slew of things warped into one message. But if you did like my message, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate you. You do help out my channel. And until next time, take care.